When Europe's leaders met for yet another crisis summit last week, much had been made about a possible bust-up about Eurobonds, whereas some see mutualization of sovereign debt as the last way out of the crisis, for others it's the road to perdition. But just a day before the summit, a more specific type of EU obligation had actually been agreed upon, the so-called project bonds.
National budgets, regional budgets have severe restrictions. Many have huge deficits, etc. In the banking sector, we have new restrictions. We have increased capital requirements on banks, so they cannot give as much loans as they did historically. So that's the reason why we need to find new instruments.
The aim of these bonds is to make large infrastructure projects more attractive for big institutional investors, like pension funds and insurance companies. Because of perceived risks, private investment in large-scale renewable energy projects, for example, has fallen dramatically over the last decade. Project bonds will offer the private investor more security and flexibility because he can rely on the European Investment Bank and the EU budget. The model has been a big success in America, but in Europe it has taken 2 years for the proposal to be agreed upon by member states.
There's been many misunderstandings surrounding project bonds. Some people thought that this would be like merging the debts of European states, and this is not it at all.
Critics say that the amount now being made available for project bonds, €240 million, is minuscule and will not make a difference. But Parliament points out that this is a pilot phase, needed to make sure that everything is in place for this bond market to grow.
It's testing and evaluating to make sure that if we make a bigger program and more commitment from the European Union budget, that we're actually doing the right thing.